Evening, Patriots. Me again, Shannon Fox here, to go to Patriots 2 channel. I've been over on X today, reposting a whole lot of stuff that I thought was definitely interesting and worth talking about. What I'm gonna do today is just run y'all through several things I reposted today. I got a video clip here I will play for y'all last. This is one from Matt Wallace, another great reporter, a real investigative journalism kind of guy. Now, the video actually transfers me over to Rumble, different side of screen, so I'll play this one for you absolutely last. It is definitely his opinion and take on the FBI's involvement in Matthew Crooks, Thomas Matthew Crooks, the shooter. It's devastating information. I've heard a lot of the same information come out from another site uh, called Oversight Project over here on Twitter as well. They are doing great work trying to identify the trajectory of the bullets, identify communications between the agencies. They're trying to get to the bottom of this, like so many are. And before I get into any of these videos, I want to let everybody know I see something that has happened in this country pretty much behind the scenes, and it is now coming to the surface. And I'm talking about a grassroots movement. Because mainstream media has failed the American public, has failed to hold any politician accountable for the last umpteen years. We now have to do our own investigations because the Secret Service, the DOJ, the FBI are not going to do their job and tell on their own or even give us the truth about a lot of things, including like the Epstein thing. So many investigations. What happened in Afghanistan? We'll never find out the true answer to a lot of things that happened. The Trump assassination, we'll never get the truth from the government. It's just the facts. We still don't have the truth about what happened to Kennedy. So if that tells you anything, if that don't tell you something, nothing does. But there is a point to all this. Citizen journalism is doing the job. I have heard more information from ballistic experts, professional snipers, people in the Secret Service, including used to be in the Secret Service, like Dan Bongino, and former agents. Been listening to the buzz out there, and it sounds like to me that there is definitely more than one shooter. Just my opinion, and it's not just my opinion, folks. There's several different scenarios out there with the window being open, the shooter being on the roof and being visible from inside the window where these FBI agents were supposedly watching from. Actually, they were supposed to be on top of the building. They said it was too hot, so they went in the building, and I assume looked out the window. That's the story we're getting as of today, after the resignation of Miss Cheadle. But that's not the end of it. Her resigning is not going to squash this case. Citizen journalism, with or without the help of the government investigation, will continue. Just as Congress tried to get some answers yesterday and couldn't find out much, they're now finding out the answers from on the internet, from videos being shared, pieces of information being circulated, until we end up getting the full story of this, including all the video footage from individuals carrying their cell phones at the rally. All this stuff is going to paint the perfect picture with real timelines. Not Miss Cheadle. I don't know what time have any timelines for you, but actual timelines is the start and finish, who all was involved. Uh, we got to find out who was up on the tower. There's so many unanswered questions at this point. We're getting nothing but cock block from the administration, probably because they were in on it. Just my opinion, but this opinion is starting to grow with every day that we see no cooperation from them and more pieces of information dribbling out that makes you think this was a coup to get Trump assassinated. Thank God it didn't work. Now, hopefully, we'll get some of these scoundrels put in jail, exposed, and hopefully they will not try again. Now, we will get into several clips here, but the thing for today is Joe's out. Got a couple of little short clips of Biden throwing Joe Biden out, literally chunking him. Got a couple clips for you. Cackling Kamala, not so much the laughing, but just this is what we've got to expect if somebody lets this woman become president by some means. I don't know. I don't think they can do it, folks. I don't think they have the time to put their voter harvesting process together. Considering they got a new candidate, it's going to put a heck of a timeline crunch on them getting out the vote. Like you wouldn't believe, it's actually going to be a huge stunt on that because they're going to have to change a lot before they can even get started. That's good news. But at any rate, I do believe that citizen journalism is going to be the answer to the future of so many things, including folks out there like Matt Wallace and Judicial Watch and James O'Keefe, Tom Fenton, like Project Veritas, used to be Project Veritas. There's 100, Julie Kelly, Megan Kelly. There's 100 different, if not hundreds of different investigative journalists out there doing their job of trying to find the answers to a lot of things that we're just not getting the answers from inside the socialist government that is running our country right now. And so I just wanted to bring some of that to y'all today. Got a couple of clips about the assassination, a couple of video clips that I had not yet seen with such clarity. We'll play those as well. We'll play a couple of the second shooter scenarios as well that I found that I thought were definitely worth sharing with y'all. All right, folks, we'll get into it. We'll just go straight on down the line. Now, at this point, there is belief that the FBI, somebody at the FBI building had cell phone pinged, with Mr. Crooks's phone as well, meaning they were communicating together somehow. And that story's starting to come out. And like I said, we'll watch that one very last. But it does seem interesting that somebody from potentially the FBI building was having communications with Mr. Crooks just days before the shooting. It's a crazy scenario. These cell phone trackers, we actually get the accuracy necessary for these things. We'll find out the whole story, and not just that, but who all was involved. Did our government do it? Now, I thought this was a great picture today. I just thought this was really cool. This is Caesar. All the knives, everybody coming out against Caesar. We got George Soros and Barack Obama and Gavin Newsom and Hillary Clinton peeking over the corner, and Kamala as well, coming after Biden. The death of 1,000 knives. You know how that happened with Caesar, right, folks? I know we all know our history, but that's basically what's going on right now. They're throwing Biden over the cliff, and they're propping up Kamala. But I've also heard that Senator Kelly, Mark Kelly from Arizona, will either be her VP or will take the position in an open convention when they have their DNC campaign convention here in August. All right, folks. All right, first off, we're gonna get into some of the things that you got to remember about Kamala. I got several little quotes here from her. We'll go ahead and get into them.
Matter, and when folks vote, they order what they want, and in this case, they got what they asked for.
U.S. crude oil prices hitting a new 7-year high.
A wave of smash and grab robberies in California and nationwide.
They got what they asked for.
We just have this jobs report.
Whoa. I see 194,000. That is real low.
A stark reminder of what defeat really looks like.
They got what they asked for.
The Russians are moving towards decapitating Ukraine.
Shortages will unfortunately be with us again.
This would not happen if President Trump was in the White House.
Elections matter, and when...
That's right, elections do matter. We all know that by now, folks. There ain't no doubt about that one. And here's another one from Dan Scalabino. I've got a couple of his I'm going to bring to y'all. I just love this guy. He's Trump's #1 technical advisor. Inspiring thoughts
Talking
from
about
Kamala
the
Harris.
significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time.
So the importance of community banks is they are, as they are called, they're in the community, led by members of the community. They are people who understand the capacity of the community, the needs of the community, the culture of the community.
Space is exciting.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree that there are things and tools that are available to us to slow this thing down.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been, you know?
I wonder if Kamala's speechwriter really hates her and Kamala just doesn't realize how stupid she sounds. But she can't be right. Somebody's got to be writing this stuff for her. This woman can't be that dumb. Now, Trump put out a statement, I believe it was yesterday. It says the Biden-Harris administration did not properly protect me, and I was forced to take a bullet for democracy. It was my great honor to do so. That's right. He needs to call them out. Tell them, hey, look, y'all didn't do your job. Everybody else is at this point. Now, this is a little Donald Trump parody.
Des Volkes, gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingetreten bin. Des Volkes, gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingetreten bin. Des Volkes, gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab.
Ooh, that's enough of that one. We won't go there. Now, everybody knows that Barack Obama had something to do with getting rid of Biden, but now we're wondering, is Kamala going to be able to keep the job? Is Barack Obama going to hold her to that position, or between Barack Obama and the Congress, are they going to figure out somebody else to replace her? At this point, we don't know, but at this point, we definitely know Biden's out of there, just like this.
About to get wet.
Out of there.
Swing the plant, I believe. They about to get wet.
Oh, I love that. I love it. These people are great with these memes. Now, that is one of the things I've got to learn to do. Now, here's another flashback of Life with Kamala. She had an interview on CNN, and let's never forget she said this.
Must be addressed.
The bill also says, quote, every individual who is a resident of the United States is entitled to benefits for health care services under this act. Not every individual who's a citizen, but every individual who's a resident. So you support giving universal health care, Medicare for all, to people who are in this country illegally?
Let me just be very clear about this. I am opposed to any policy that would deny in our country any human.
Dang. Uh-oh. Video cut loose on me. Apologize, folks. Let me do that again. I don't know what happened.
Any human being.
It cuts the video short. Did it twice. What she does say there, though, is she would not deny any human being in the United States full universal health care and Medicare for all. Basically, she's saying that, come on in, we like them illegal, and we don't mind paying the way. Now, this is just a meme photograph of Nancy Mace with her bullshit detector. She used profanity a couple of times yesterday in the Congress with the Oversight Committee grilling Miss Cheadle, and I tell you the truth, folks, I didn't mind a bit. This woman needed to hear she was bullshit and bullshitting. Got to give it up. Nancy Mace is great. Now here's another great one. We got the great Marjorie Taylor Greene. Got a little bit to tell us about the resignation of Miss
There needs to be an
Cheadle.
investigation into former Director Cheadle's role in the attempted assassination of President Trump. There may be criminal charges coming in the future. I think she showed up to the Oversight Committee, refused to answer our questions, did not bring any of the information that we asked her to bring and subpoenaed. She came in yesterday, participated in a full cover-up, and then resigned today. I think that speaks a message loud and clear. There needs to be an investigation into.
I believe there will be an investigation into this lady. I don't think that her resigning is going to change anything at this point. Now, here is a little clip from a movie called Men at Work. I thought this was great. This is what's going on with Biden. If I can get my scroller to act right. There we go. Check this out, folks. Another little short clip, little ha-ha.
Oh, look at here. Looks like somebody threw away a perfectly good white boy.
Come on, man.
And he sure looks a hell of a lot like that dude.
Come on, man. We're screwed.
I thought that was great. All right, folks, here we go. We're going to go a little further down. Got a couple more. Here's another one, not too different. This is actually a scene from Monty Python.
He'll be soon. He's very ill.
I'm getting better.
But
I'm not dead.
Yeah. He says he's not dead.
yes, he is.
I'm not.
He isn't.
Well, he will be soon. He's very ill.
I'm getting better.
No, you're not. You'll be stone dead in a moment. Oh, I can't take him like that.
It's against regulations.
I don't want to go on the car.
Oh, don't be such a baby. I can't take him.
I feel fine.
Look, isn't there something you can do?
I feel happy. I feel happy.
Oh, thanks very much. Not at all.
I hadn't seen Monty Python in a long time. Some of you may not know who that is. Go check it out sometime. We've got a couple of great movies out there, History of the World and a few other ones. Now, this here is the most compelling, best video footage I have seen so far of the tower shot. Let me back up. I just hit something. Okay. Let me scroll down and lost my place. Apologize, folks. We're scrolling on down. All right, a little more. We done been through this. All right. Apologize, folks. A little more. All right, this one here. This is a crazy video clip right here, folks. I'll just play you about half of it, but this is the best video footage I've seen so far as looking at the footage of someone possibly being on the tower. Second shooter scenario.
As an example, watch this. Hang on. Watch this. Okay. Watch this. Watch this.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Oh, that's somebody. And then what does he do? Why does he? Watch this.
That's a human. That's somebody on that tower.
That looks like a human being to me. Oh, there's no question. Comes out of nowhere. So I don't.
And they're speculating that there is a rifle right here, and this here is a human at this point. And they believe that this person has gear on. I don't know. It's still very grainy, but I do know that there was something up there. There was someone up there. I can't say that was the second shooter, but the FBI has yet to discuss it. It does look like citizen journalism will figure this out between people talking to police investigators and Freedom of Information Act, whatever it takes to get to the bottom of this. It will be done. There's too many watchdog groups and citizen journalists out there that are doing just this work right here, putting this stuff out there and sharing it, including us little podcasters like myself, just trying to make sure everybody knows what's really going on, who's really pulling the strings in this country. It ain't 20-year-old shooters, that's a fact. It's the people that hired them. Now, here's one from AOC I thought everybody should listen to. This was actually a little eye-opening from her. She probably told the truth for the first time in a long time.
And I'm going to say what a lot of these folks aren't saying. I'm just going to say it. If you think that there is consensus among the people who want Joe Biden to leave, that they will support Kamala, Vice President Harris, you would be mistaken. And I'm going to say that because if they're going to come out and say all their little things on background off the record, but they're not going to be fully honest, I'm going to be honest for them. I'm in these rooms. I see what they say in conversations. A lot of them are not just interested in removing the president.
Listen.
They are interested in removing the whole ticket.
Yes. She's talking about Kamala too. That's what that sounds like, folks. All right, we got another one from no crazy cackling Kamala.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
Did y'all catch that? Reduce the population? Come on, let's hear that part again.
Vehicles and reduce population.
I thought that's what she said. So she's on with this Klaus Schwab, George Soros World Economic Forum depopulation of the human race. We'll live better when we get rid of half of us. That's the mentality she's speaking about. I don't think that was a slip up. I just don't think too many people have caught this. This is crazy, folks. She's right in with those climate nuts. Now here's another good video, piece of video footage clip that I found. This is just someone else's channel. Love Me When I'm Gone. Got a pretty huge channel. Go check it out. This is about the best footage I have seen as far as shooter on the roof still alive.
Authorities saying this is the lifeless body of the shooter on the roof of that building.
That shot's a fairy tale. They framed it to make it look like he shot Trump from that position, but we're going to show you now with new footage that that was impossible. Nobody saw this footage before today. My research partner, Michelle Swinnick, found this at a YouTube channel. It was posted the day of the shooting. As of today, 8 days later, it only had 59 views. However, the New York Times had this footage, but they never showed anyone this shot, which proves that he could not have shot from this angle. You've never seen this shot before with
Yeah,
the
they're
body
saying he
all the
was
way to the
right
left
here.
side of the building. They've always framed it like he's closer to the ridge. As you'll see later, there's a ridge right in the middle of the building. It goes past that roof turbine at the top that looks like a big mushroom there.
He's exactly right. And one of the things that he's probably going to point out here directly is uh, immediately the media said that he was on one end of the building, and then the media said he was on the other end of the building. So we definitely have two different corroborating stories as to where the bullets came from, where the shooter was. And now there's a lot of questions and speculations as to if the sniper shot him from that distance. Why isn't this guy's brain sprayed all over the back of all over the rest of that building down below him? It looks like the guy was shot from directly from above, maybe the guy on the tower, or maybe from another sniper position. But it looks like, from what I've seen, actual footage of the guy's head bloodied on the day that it actually happened. I've seen some of the footage coming out on Twitter. Haven't seen it since. I guess it got taken down. But to me, it looked like the blood was in a puddle about this big around his head. And this is what I know. You get shot with a high caliber rifle from any distance, and you get hit in the head, it's going to be like shooting a watermelon at close range with any gun. It's going to explode the back half of it out. It's going to be gone. A projectile comes in the front side and then exits on the back side, literally taking everything with it. And not to be too graphic, but there was speculation that this guy should have had blood spatter 15 or 20 foot behind him if he was shot from over on the Trump side of the rally. Now let's get back into it.
This is the famous shot everybody's seen, but everybody's seen it framed up close. This is the image that gaslit the entire country. This is a fake image. And we have Matt Baker and Moore's.
Yeah, I think we got one more little piece of footage of it right here. Yeah, it looks like to me he's way on the other end of the building, just from everything I've seen. And I have to assume where the body was shot, the original helicopter footage from above would tell the whole story. All right, this thing's gonna spool. We're gonna jump past it, folks. Not gonna fight with this thing today. Now, I want to read this to y'all. It says it's been says it's been a historic week. Let's recap. Says or historic day. Let's recap. Joe Biden suddenly resigns via X. White House staff finds out a minute later. Joe Biden's resignation letter, not on official letterhead. Biden's signature, very suspect, because of the fact the signature didn't match and they didn't put the JR at the end. Biden Jr. That was kind of weird. Steve Ricchetti helped write the letter. Democrat. Jill Biden tweets heart emoji in response, so she was okay with it. White House Chief of Staff calls cabinet manages communications. Frank Biden confirms health a factor. He said Joe's about to croak. He's terminal. Family suggests Biden may have terminal illness. Biden administration says Frank Biden's a drunk, alcoholic, Joe Biden holds no live press conferences and cancels the next 9 days worth of events. Where's Joe Biden? In theory, Joe Biden will be coming out middle of the week, this week, to do a few minute teleprompter read just to prove to us he is very much alive, like Kamala says. Just another perfectly normal day in Biden's America, folks. It is crazy, crazy times we are living in. This is one day. This White House is late to the podium, don't know what they're going to say, don't know what they want to talk about, and don't have any answers. Now, that was the report of Frank Biden's. See this one here, the big guy 2024. This is all the Democrats jumping ship. Democrat rats jumping ship. No doubt about it, folks. They are bailing on Biden. And some of them are going to be bailing on Kamala as well. Just you wait, folks. All right, I got a couple more little clips here I want to bring to y'all today. Oh, I went way too far down. Now, this here I thought was absolutely good news. This is about Biden being on the Biden being off the ballot and Kamala Harris being on the ballot. There is so much in the quagmire as far as will Biden's surrogate Kamala Harris be um, allowed on certain states' ballot because they've already printed the ballots, because the state laws and rules are different for every state as far as when you have to be when your candidacy has to be in and on the ballot. This guy explains it better than I could ever imagine too. But check it out. This is actually interesting and good news for the Republicans. They may be able to contest Biden stepping down and passing the torch to Kamala for 2024. Here's a couple of reasons why.
In a quagmire, they've got a lot of different logistical hurdles to actually get Biden off of the ballot. There's a few different triggering events. You know, we've got pre-convention, convention or post-convention, and then after the election. You're looking at it right now. I think, you know, the Biden camp has kind of been listening to the work that we've been doing, releasing all of these different state statutes and how they actually affect their opportunities of withdrawal, because they're calling him the nominee now. It's not clear to us that, you know, that actually carries any water for him. But certainly pre-convention, it's a little bit of an easier road. But once we start getting to the convention day, we start pushing up against some real explicit deadlines. You know, Texas has a 74-day deadline before the election, before they can actually withdraw. Nevada has a similar statute. And some of the issues here get to the point of, if you don't withdraw the candidate before that deadline, Biden's name stays on the ballot. How do those votes get counted? Do we have write-in votes count? You know, the different ballots, all that kind of stuff. It gets very tricky.
All right, so let me get this straight, because we're leading up to their convention isn't until August. So this is a real problem for them. And I think this was by design, but I think they made a mistake. They've made some mistakes along the way when it comes to getting Joe Biden on the ballot. We know this happened in Ohio. So is he officially the nominee? He's certainly amassed the delegates necessary for that, but they've not had the convention. Do the states rely individually on what the party says at convention on who the nominee is? So does any of this matter until after we get to convention? I guess that's the easy way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, Ohio went through a special legislative session to address the deadline in Ohio. The DNC created a workaround. They're going to do a virtual delegation, essentially a pre-convention roll call of the delegates in Ohio, and certify them to Ohio before August 21st. I mean, there's no way that they can do the same process, at least on our reading, for a withdrawal or substitution. It's going around the rules that the DNC has set up, and it's also, you know, kind of a big gray area. It's an open question.
And, you know, already this oversight project has begun trying to sue the Biden administration for the fact that he is basically going to be giving his delegates away at this point. There's probably going to be a lot of disenfranchised people, including people that donated to the Biden administration hoping that Biden was the guy. Now they find out it's cackling Kamala instead. says, when once a republic is corrupted, then there is a possibility of remedying any of the growing evils, but by removing the corruption and restoring its lost principles. Every other correction is either useless or a new evil. Yep, we ain't got to change things. We got to uproot things and start over with a lot of these situations. A lot of these agencies, we got to start. We got to start from scratch. That's what that means to me. That was actually a Thomas Jefferson quote. All right, hold on just a second, folks. I had one more I want to bring to y'all, I think, before I get up here. It says breaking. This is an interesting piece of news. Breaking news. New information surrounding Jeffrey Epstein's death. Apparently, Kim Cheadle, the Secret Service director, oversaw the security at the prison. Go figure. I haven't confirmed that yet, but wow. If that is so, that just tells you how deep state this lady really is. Now, this here I thought was an interesting read. This is a DC Drano. It's one of the many people I follow over here on X. It says, remember, the deep state didn't need a perfect plan. They knew the shooter would be killed. Dead men tell no tales. They don't care that the Secret Service director is resigning or being investigated. They probably didn't even care if we caught them red-handed. They just wanted Trump dead at all costs. There are trillions of dollars at stake with the war profits, big pharma, and open borders. It all ends with Trump in power. With Trump gone, they could easily drag Biden or Kamala across the finish line. But Trump is still standing, now more powerful and popular than ever. They never thought the shooter would miss. Absolutely, that is the facts right there. I had to repost that one, folks. And hit the like on that one. Hit the little heart symbol on that one, too. Got to show DC Drano some love. It's a crazy time we're living in, folks. I can't tell you that enough. It's not like y'all don't know. Now, I've got one more clip I want to bring to y'all today. This is from Matt Wallace, another great reporter, and this is over on Rumble. So bear with me just a half a second, and I will shrink the screen down to size because I'm sure it is not going to fit. Okay, this ain't too bad. All right, folks, here we go. Last video clip of the day. Sorry it takes so long with these videos. I just had a lot I wanted to share with y'all today. Let's do it.
The mysterious figure was not just tracked near an FBI building, they were also tracked near a Secret Service office. This right here comes full circle as conspiracy theories have been swirling for days now that this was.
What he's talking about is they pinged the cell phones that were directly related to Mr. Crooks's ID and the address. So anybody that was in contact with Mr. Crooks or called the house, or I'm assuming the second phone, the one that we're not hearing anything about, crickets on, they did a pinging, cell phone ping, and it looks like somewhere between the Secret Service headquarters and the FBI building. Somebody in that vicinity was having communications regular all the way up to days before the assassination attempt with Mr. Crooks.
Was an inside job. The attempt at Trump's life was not just a lone gunman, it was the system trying to stop their biggest opponent, someone who will absolutely destroy everything they have worked so hard to build in the name of their own selfishness. As you can see right here, Edison Place, U.S. Secret Service headquarters, 10th Street Northwest, and this is the place right here, the two dots, where they have been tracked to, going back and forth between the shooter's house, Thomas Matthew Crooks, and of course these buildings which are located in Washington DC. You can also see this map showing cell phone data of other places that the shooter went, including to their range, as well as the place to get ammunition, and of course the final stop at the place where he tried to take out the President of the United States with clear orders to do so, likely by whoever the mysterious figure is that was going back and forth between what appears to be the FBI building and or the Secret Service building and Thomas Matthew Crooks' house. He went there multiple times. This was discovered by the Heritage Foundation, a very credible source who has been doing research like this for a long time now and continues to stun us.
It is the Heritage Foundation, but to actually look at all these maps, all this footage, all these little breakdowns that he just kind of glazes over real quick, it's called Oversight Project on Twitter. Go check it out.
with some of their findings, as Thomas Matthew Crooks is only the tip of the iceberg. Clearly, there's a lot more that needs to be investigated here. Many people started to catch on as we saw he was featured in a BlackRock commercial. It is very rare for coincidences like that to happen, and now that we're starting to catch on to the truth, I know they're going to be running even faster to try to cover their tracks. But what needs to happen is every single person involved, including Kimberly Cheadle, need to be held accountable, need to be prosecuted, and need to be thrown in prison for a suitable amount of time for the egregious crimes that they have likely committed. I'm Matt.
As Matt Wallace for you folks, Matt Wallace, should I say? Um, Definitely go check him out if you'd like to jump around and listen to investigative journalists, people that do just what I do, a little bit of research, a little bit of podcasting. Um, I'm not that great a journalist as far as investigative journalist, but I do like to find stuff for the very first time and share it. But some of these people have got some really great skills at figuring out how to find the truth, digging things into things, getting second source, third source. Uh, have special techniques in digging out the truth, finding the hidden information. Wish I had those skills. I'm working on it though. Like, subscribe, and share. Devoted Patriots. I hope y'all don't mind all the jump around today on the Twitter, but I just thought I'd share what I've been doing today. Everybody have a great day. Lots of love.